So what they usually do is they use Benin Republic or Nigeria seaport, so that they will now truck their goods from Nigeria through the northern Nigeria to Niger, or from Benin Republic through Semeboda, through Nigeria and all that. So they always, according to Amaechi, they always complain of police extortions on the road, taking money from them, or the insecurity in Nigeria being this or that. So according to Amaechi, Nigeria should go and borrow $6.5 billion to build a rail line from Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic. And guess what? The total trade balance between Niger Republic and Nigeria annually is put at $410 million. It not even reach half a billion dollars. Nigeria Amaechi, to satisfy Bokwari, was moving Nigeria to borrow money in building rail line to Niger for Niger Republic. People scream at the time, "Are you mad, Dini? What did they worry you? Why are you people like this? What is wrong with you?" And he came out and he said, Chinese will not give their money to build railway from Lagos to Port Harcourt. They will only give their money to build railway from Kano to Maradi, and Nigeria will pay the full money. The same Rotifmi Amaechi was also, he also spent 3 years and finally 8 years or 7 years in ensuring that Nigeria that has become so broke, financially bankrupt under his boss, Bokwari at the time. This same Rotifmi Amaechi used the scarce resources to go and build a university in Daura for Bokwari. They called it University of Transportation. It is one of those wasteful ideas in trying to seek favor, not for the benefit of anybody, but just for self-aggrandizement. It is similar to the Kaduna refinery. Remember that Nigerian crude oil is controlled not by the owners of the crude oil. I am talking about the indigenous people of the southern part of Nigeria who actually owns the crude and the gas. The owners are mostly from northern Nigeria, who inherited them from their own parents, and possibly who inherited them or who got them from their own political friends at one time or another. These criminals decided to use Nigeria money to build a refinery in Kaduna, and there is a desert. It's actually like a dry land. Kaduna has no crude oil or nothing. So they said they built refinery in Kaduna because of insecurity in Niger Delta. Because the Niger Delta terrorists called militants usually blow up the refineries, or there are those who are not allowing the refineries to work, which is not true. These criminals decided to use billions of borrowed money to build refineries in Kaduna that doesn't and never in any time refined any crude. Not even a drop of kerosene has been manufactured or refined in that place for the past 8 years. But guess what? Every year they have a bill for their staff that is over 45 billion naira. They have a budget of over 200 billion naira. Can you believe that? And 99% of those who are there are from northern Nigeria. Majority of them have never seen what crude oil looks like, except for the prototype they probably put on a shelf in their office there. They never refined anything, but they always have a bill to pay salary. People are earning humongous salary from a refinery that is indeed not working. They called it, they also have another one in Kaduna. They call it a dry port in Kaduna. Dry ports. You understand? So all of this waste were financed by this Rotifmi Amaechi. Okay. By the time it was done, 90% of the project he facilitated through borrowed money remained uncompleted. And that is also a fact. But like I said, Rotifmi Amaechi is not saying they are not thieves. He's not saying they are not crooks. He's not in any way defending all they have done. Okay? What he is saying is that Nigerians allowed it. Okay? You allowed it. And everything that is happening today, you allowed it. Did any of the politicians tell you that they are not thieves? They are not forgers. They are not certificate forgers, or they are not drug dealers and all those things. Even if you see them doing the crime face to face, you will still see the coward, impoverished, brainwashed Nigerians that will still defend them and say, and so. So it's just a reminder how, from the mouth of Amaechi himself, if you care.
The beginning is to say to you that Ikechuku, if some Nigerians were telling you that you shouldn't have given me opportunity to speak, tell them that so many television houses and individuals had approached me to speak on different issues since I left office, and I declined. Two reasons why did I decline? Two reasons. My publicist said don't speak, and I chose to be my publicist, and he's very angry that I'm speaking today. He knows. Second reason, what is new to say? Nigerians don't react to anything. Has any politician told you that he's not a thief? Tell me one politician that has told you that he's not a thief. Tell me one. I don't know why you're guarding forgery. No forgery. What politician told you I didn't forge? Which politician told you he went to university? Which politician told you he served in NYSC? Which politician told you he has a certificate? Nigerians know and still vote for them. So what's your problem? No, tell me what's your problem. So I said, why should I speak when already there's nothing new? Okay, you observed Buhari's period. I will leave Port Harcourt 1 a.m. I arrive Abuja, leave Abuja 3 a.m. Somebody said they made Buhari. Did I say anything? I didn't say anything. It's not important. Nigerians choose who to believe and who not to believe. Nigerians choose who to vote and who not to vote. Even if you come to a Nigerian man's house and kill the mother, the father will continue his life. Nothing bothers you. Nothing. So why do I waste my time? Yes, that's the original. So give it to me. You see it, so that you won't say tomorrow he brought photocopies. But when we get there, that is when we're talking about Buhari's government. So there's nothing that our chairman said that is new. Absolutely not new. I've said this several times. I've taken so many risks. I've said too many things. The fight from Goodluck's government to Buhari's government, you all knew about it. My aircraft was seized. I was shot at. If I was killed, what would happen? Nothing. So you would die a useless life. So what did I choose? I chose to stay in my house quietly. Fortunately for me, I got admission to study in Nigerian law school. And rule number one is, like they told me if I came here, you are our property. You have no right to go anywhere unless we permit you. That's the rule in the Nigerian law school. So anybody who says, why have we not seen you? I'm a student of Nigerian law school. Until I graduate, I can't disobey them. So I chose not to speak again because there is nothing to say, and because Nigerians will do absolutely nothing. If you say it's a lie, line up 10 Nigerians and shoot them tomorrow, and nothing will happen. If you say it's a lie, in fact, the worst thing about Nigerians is that even when you claim you're not committing any crime, and they pick you up tomorrow, we said it is a thief. Nigerians will join. They will cross it, and you go to prison for nothing. The greatest fear I have is being found in prison for nothing, and you can be found in prison for doing. So, I don't want to repeat what I used to say before because you hold it against me. Those who are close to me know. We repeated yesterday. I will just only use one word. I won't use the rest. I say it's a hopeless situation. Is it a lie? So let's go a bit further. Let's go a bit further. You will be shocked that I won't talk about Buhari's government for two reasons. And I won't talk about President Tinubu's government. One reason why I won't talk about Buhari's government, I'm a participant, but they asked me that question yesterday. What moral reason do you have to criticize Buhari's government, having been part of it? That was the argument. I do, if I want to argue it. But, again, that was a huge debate amongst us, and we are all agreed I should say nothing about the government. So I now told them, if I will say nothing about Buhari's government, I will also say nothing about President Tinubu's government. Because you know the problem. Instead of Nigerians finding solutions to their problem, they are committing suicide. I'm praying for you every day that you should continue to commit suicide so that by the time I wake up one day, all of you have died. I can now reap the benefit of your death by taking doses. What other people resist, like in Ghana, as it's going on now, like in Kenya, is what Nigeria, no worry, not be 4 years. After 4 years, he will go. The man wins the second time, whether by magic or by crook or by reason. You know, not be only 8 years. No be good luck, no be good luck don't go so, no be why don't go so. He go soon go. Another person will come and repeat the same thing. You'll be saying that until the day God will come. For those of us who are Christians. So I have chosen to be like you, say nothing here. And
did you get the message? If you are fighting for Nigerians, I advise you, number one, don't fight for Nigerians. Okay? When they are ready to fight for themselves, they will fight for themselves. But you should be ready to fight for yourself, like I am doing. Speak out, mobilize, organize, enlighten, and do everything within your capacity to ensure that you have active citizens who are ready until when you have the number. When you are fighting for Nigerians, don't use your two hands, fighting for them, because if you choose to fight for Nigerians, you have to use one hand in fighting their oppressors, the criminals they worship. The second hand, you have to use that to protect yourself, from Nigerians that are going to be hitting you with stone, with stick, telling you that who send you? Now who send you? Say me you the fighter. Waiting be your business. Leave him alone. Mayegun, leave Tinubu alone and face your life. Mayegun, what is your problem? What is your problem? Leave him alone. Where's your father? You this go and look for a job. You this Mayegun, go and look for life. Now Nigerians be that sure you get. So at the end of the day, it will surprise you, or should I say, it will shock you, that by the time you bring back your two arms, you will have more scars from Nigerians that are ready to lynch you than the scars you are going to get from fighting the criminals by facing them. I know they fight for anybody. Make everybody just be ready to fight for his own right. There is no Messiah coming to come and save anybody. I keep saying that. And you need to remember that always. Because Messiah can't ball anywhere. So Amaechi is saying that even if you kill some people, papa kill their mama, the way they have been so enslaved, they will tell you, say, if my papa and mama no do something bad, Tifnubu no go kill them. Honestly. So that is why Amaechi was like, if I get killed or I go to prison, he saw his own people, killing other people who criticized them. I mean, jailing people who did nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is currently locked up in DSS cell. He did nothing. Nothing. Criminal, no to law. Sure you get. But he's locked up. And what did Nigeria do? We not tell you. Like Amaechi said, when they see their, neighbor, that they're already chorusing that we don't even know what thing they do for a living, and is arrested for something, whether he did it or he didn't do it, the society will be like, you don't hear them, they don't arrest your friend. They say it's armed robbery. I told you, that guy no clean. I told you. So they are not in any way, the society itself cares no hoot about anybody. They don't give a damn about you. So if you now have a chance of robbing them, of cheating them, please don't hesitate to do it, because whether you do it or you don't do it, they don't give a damn. In fact, for not doing it, they may even hate you for it. That's what Amaechi is saying. And he's so right. Somebody said, as much as they detest him, he's being honest. He is not saying he's a saint. He's not saying he's not one of them. He categorically said yes. But look at what is going on in Ghana. Look at what is going on all over Africa, where people have actually risen up against the kind of life that their criminal leaders are trying to force on them. But in Nigeria, they cry, rant, and then they move on. He's so right. Somebody said it is so painful that he's so right. And there is nothing anyone can do about it. Seems so, yeah? But there's another part I actually wanted to also listen to. This one is about him and the lady that was in charge of MPA. That lady, that one, yeah, well, the lady in blue. Okay, Adisa Bala. What is that her name again? When Amaechi was a minister of transportation, she was the one in charge of the Nigerian Port Authority, NPA. Sure, you get. Now she's accused of stealing over 70 billion naira. This woman on the left stole 70 billion. Then they later said, no, it wasn't 70 billion, it was 22 billion naira. Now she wrote a book to say people who are accusing her of stealing money, they were those. She stood on their toes, including Amaechi. And she now spoke about how Amaechi was using NPA to loot money, right? And she stopped that, and Amaechi wanted that gone. Another thing, so Amaechi now had to say, no be waiting to happen with that. So in his own words, listen.
She stepped on no toes. Go back to the hotel now and get me that copy. So what I want you to join is, there's a huge debate in the past 6 months since after she wrote that book, whether I should respond or not. And I chose that I will respond today. 90% of my friends said I should not. In fact, there's somebody who is not here today because I said I will respond. 10%, including my wife, forget my wife. Whatever I say is sacrosanct to my wife. But including my wife, says I should proceed and respond. I want to know. I want to know whether I should respond or ignore. And Ikechi is on the side of people who say I should respond. My very good friends and very important friends feel that you will be making my former managing director of MPA important. But the lies were too many. For instance, she claims that she was not indicted by the panel. I have left the first page of my list into the last. I'm talking about the last now, Buhari's government. Now, she said she wasn't indicted by the panel. 10 counts, she was found guilty on all the 10 counts. I even came with a copy of the memo to the president, in which the president endorsed her removal. And we took the president, count 1, which is count 1, this is the position of the panel. Panel says she's guilty. These are the reasons why she's guilty. Count 2, including the fact that an managing director of MPA with 2.5 million naira approval limit can approve 2.8 billion naira contract. No appropriation. Including the fact that BBP found that even if I were to approve, despite the lack of appropriation, you are overpriced by 58 million naira. So tell them to refund the 58 million naira, having awarded the contract. Why is that document not public? Prominent Nigerians are involved. She gave waivers to prominent Nigerians, which she has no power to give. And these are dollars agreeable to Nigerian economy. But she was bold to write the book. Or is it a pamphlet? And Nigerians were following her, launching the book. So how would Nigeria move forward? But let's wait until they bring the original copy. Because if I give you the photocopy now, you say it's fake. I will show you the original, but I won't allow you to read it because you will see the names of those prominent Nigerians that were indicted by the panel. That the panel said they should refund the money. I would rather read the areas that concern her and leave those prominent Nigerians. They didn't look for my trouble. We printed only 4 copies. 2 of them had been stolen. So she thought that my own copy too had been stolen. I checked until 3 days ago, the copy came up. From nowhere I saw it. And I said to everybody, look, if it was not God, how would this copy just suddenly emerge? Now that I have it, don't you think I should respond and show the
nuisance lele? Nuisance lele.
I knew he was going to mention God. So that is why I was like, hey, hold up, stop there, stop right there. Don't bring God into this again, okay? Somebody said when he knocked off those microphones in front of him, he was about to lie. So when you're about to lie, you may just have to take a breath and then create a distraction so that you can easily, quickly gather your thoughts. Where do you want to start from? And he lied. Sure you get. So, and then he was talking about God and all of that stuff. But did you hear where he's calling some people prominent Nigerians? Prominent criminals are those who are parading themselves as prominent Nigerians. And then the voluntary slaves, because it's like that is what they now call the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris. They are calling them voluntary slaves. They get upset when people who dress so smart and nice and clean shaved, drive nice cars. I'm talking about criminals. So when they are called criminals, voluntary slaves, they get upset. Can you call your papa criminal? Can you call your mama criminal? Because my papa and mama are not criminals, for goodness sake. And listen, when the true born, I'm talking about when the freeborns are having conversation, let voluntary slaves, please leave the room. I mean, Amaechi knows you very well. And indeed, just for the theatrical show off and all that, he has dropped a reality that if anyone actually has a problem with reasoning or something like that, this one it's actually not that hard to process. As you are done for. Nigeria is done for. And indeed, even if you act and continue to live in denial, the reality will continue to stare you right there on your face, right? And just prick you and continue to kind of trouble your conscience too. That is if you are not yet a victim that should be used as an example to those who still don't think it can happen to them. Nigeria is done for. Some people are not really giving up. A lot of them are saying Tinubu is not their president. For 8 years, if you heard or see any video where I called Buhari a president, it would have been probably a slip of tongue. For 8 years, I knew Buhari would be the president for the honorable voluntary idiots, ethnic jingoists, tribal, jingoists as well, or these racist bombs who hide behind politics or whatever they call it to actually, roll out their vituperations that are completely divisive. So I knew where it was going to end. And I'm so glad that everything I actually projected or predicted eventually happened. You understand that? So yeah, we have seen a lot of that. And today, there are those who knows that except for those who were kind of a born idiot or voluntary slave who see Buhari as a possible solution to Nigeria problem at the time. So I wasn't wrong. So for 8 solid years, I referred to Buhari as the president, your president. His presidency was called the presidency. The what do you call it? The the Association of Clowns, putting a crown on the head of clowns and putting them inside a palace will not make that clown a king. It's going to make him a real clown, and he will turn the entire palace into a circus. That's exactly what Buhari did for 8 years. There are those Nigerians today who are saying that if Tinubu is not their president, no matter the tag, or no matter the bought legitimacy or forced legitimacy from the Supreme Court of Judiciary banditry of Nigeria. So they assembled in London, and they are organizing a mega rally as well, sometimes on the 4th of November in London, to the BBC headquarters, to number 10 Downing Street, straight there as well to the Nigerian High Commission in London, which is Nigerian House in London. But before then, they have this message for a lot of you, those who will never really take it. But I'm coming back to something Amaechi said as well before we proceed.
He's got files to the DEA, he's got files to the State Department, he is a career criminal, he stole a female identity, he stole Nigerian people's mandate, he stole a female identity, he has forfeited $460,000 during his career criminal session when he was dealing drugs. He is known to be a drug dealer, an identity thief, a fraudster. He is a career criminal and does not represent the Nigerian people. We want the world to know that the imposter president of Nigeria stole a female's identity, and that is what he is bearing today. So please, do not accord him any respect. Instead, we hope that you spit on him when you see him. Nigeria definitely deserves better than this. Nigeria's imposter president stole a female's identity, and he has got files with the FBI. He's got files with the CIA. He's got files with the DEA. He is using a female's identity.
Chief Tinubu is not our president. Chief Tinubu is a certificate forger. Chief Tinubu is not our president.
Chief Tinubu is not our president.
Chief Tinubu is a certificate forger.
Chief Tinubu is a certificate forger.
Chief Tinubu stole the people's mandate.
Chief Tinubu stole the people's mandate.
APC is a party of criminals.
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 Chief Tinubu is a career criminal.
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 Chief Tinubu stole the people's mandate.
Chief Tinubu stole the people's mandate.
Chief Tinubu has captured the Nigerian state.
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 Chief Tinubu is the worst of us.
Chief Tinubu is the worst of all.
The current imposter in Aso Rock is not our president.
The current imposter in Aso Rock is not our president.
Chief Tinubu does not represent us.
Chief Tinubu does not represent us.
Nigerians deserve better.
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 Chief Tinubu is not our president.
Chief Tinubu is not our president.
Supreme Court ignored certificate forgery.
Supreme Court supports certificate forgery.
Supreme Court supports certificate forgery.
Supreme Court of Nigeria supports certificate forgery.
Chief Tinubu is not our president.
Chief Tinubu is not our president.
Chief Tinubu, who you be?
Chief Tinubu, who you be?
Chief Tinubu,
who you be?
Chief Tinubu,
who you be?
Chief Tinubu,
who you be?
Chief Tinubu,
who you be?
Chief Tinubu, they are coming.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn, and the mori. yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption.
God, why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lẹ ṣẹ̀ mi gangan? Kí ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi tó fi dá mi sí Nàìjíríà yìí? Ìkíní, èkejì, ẹ̀kẹta. Ó yẹ o.
Anyway, make I give my own TED talk for the next few minutes. I kind of love how this program was coming up chapter after chapter. Then we got to a stage where we saw Nigerians in London, very handful, who were bold enough to come out and stand outside the Nigerian embassy, or should we call it Nigerian Commission in London, in their own group protests. And I can see a lot of you watching from the comfort of your bedroom right now, or maybe you are somewhere else, judging them. That is what will now take me back to what Amaechi said at the end of that his first clip, when he said, Nigerians don't really care. Share you get? Which kind of protest be this? Protest of 4 people. Those 4 people, they could be in their own bedroom like you right now, just to watch a video and just like every now and then. But those are the people who have taken it beyond just talking. And you can't sit down there and comfortably type noisemakers. They are wasting their times. Amaechi said, the typical Nigerian will tell you, is it not just 4 years? 4 years will soon be over now. Then if the person now rig again by crook or hook, and 4 years turn to 8 years, they will say, oh, at least it's already done 4 years. It's only 4 years that is remaining. It will soon leave. Same thing they told you during Bokwari. 8 years, bagam, in your life, gone. It is the same thing they are going to tell you now. And that is why they will sit down there watching me now and say, the protest can never change anything, Jari. It's a waste of time. Oh yeah, revolution. Until we all get to do revolution. All this talk. Somebody who is saying somebody that is enlightening the people of why and of what and why they need to do what they have to do, right? Is considered wasting time and just talking by somebody whose only contribution is his phone and the ability to type something that is readable. What do I mean by that? Some people are already doing more than just talking. Okay? And for those who are going to kind of just expect a sudden, you want revolution. You want people to actually come out and show this or that, right? But you don't want to be those people. Do you understand? Like, you don't want to, you don't want that people to be you. There should be people out there, Abi. There should be people out there that are supposed to come out, not you, because you are so much better off as a planner. Like, all of us can just be planners, right? So when you see 4, 5 people, 10, 20, who have taken it beyond just complaining, even if you see one single person going on a solo protest, one-man protest, it is still part of his or her own contribution to publicly say, I reject this. Now, we are all saying that if we have a huge number of us that are really going to come out and make statements and say we reject this, but what majority of you don't really admit is this: you don't see yourself being one of those who are going to be out there, Abby, but you want a lot of people out there. I mean, I don't know if that message actually clear to you or something or not, but the bottom line is this: nobody is coming to fight for anybody. Don't even think about it. Okay? It is when you feel like you actually deserve better and there are no options being given to you. Like there are millions of people who have no options right now. Unfortunately, there are also the millions of people who believes that they still have options by giving lifeline to these criminals. So when people who have been part and parcel of the rotten system kind of come out to tell us that we are all FUCKED, frogged or fragged like that, right? Why do you want to create an alternative reality to make it look like, okay, maybe that person is just disgruntled? Oh, it's disgruntled, that is why. It's because they don't give a shit. Papa, we are talking about what they are doing or what they have done that has actually altered the what do you call it? The trajectory of your many's life, including so many of our lives today. And that person is not even claiming any sanctimonious, being sanctimonious or anything. He's saying you allowed it. And it's exactly what we have said on this program many times too. For every suffering, for every criminal that has his own chance of taking advantage of Nigerians, just believe that they allowed it. Unfortunately, those you probably will wish to speak out, the elite as you call them, they are also part and parcel of the rots. Now it's now up to you to stop kind of listening to rogues. I don't know how long it's going to take you. Some believe that it is life experience that's going to actually teach you, or like many of us, which life experience has, sort of taught us even better about Nigeria. A lot of you are going to also come to that time and that reality too, eventually. Okay, well, I wish that you don't really have to be a victim that experiences all we are saying now before you can actually stand up and do something. Because unfortunately, many times when you become the victim of Nigeria and the Nigerian bad leadership, and you know what I mean, right? You may not even have the energy, the strength. You may not even be, the energy to fight it back. You may not even be alive to even be able to fight it back. And that is why I always encourage people to say, like, listen, you don't need to be a victim. Before you know, these guys have said it. Nigeria is hopeless. Nigeria is helpless. And a lot of you don't believe, or you just don't want to believe. Many of us also know, and we have seen it, that Nigeria is hopeless. Nigeria is helpless. Okay? And 4 years, 8 years, or even a single year that these criminals are in charge of our own destinies, right? It's like it's more or less like a destiny lost. And that is why, if you are still waiting for that thing that is really going to actually make you stand up when it is already supposed to have happened since yesterday, okay? I hope you won't be a victim before you realize that. Somebody struck another chord, kind of, in America, and that is Chimamanda Adichie, where she was kind of in an audience with Peter Obi and others. So she introduced Peter Obi as the man that won election in Nigeria. Baba, the way I am seeing it, this obedient movement or so is not going away anytime soon. Oh, well, just a spice on this for tonight. Watch this.
So in Nigeria, when events happen and when there's a big woman or a big man, people say, we want to recognize the presence of... So I'm going to ask you to let me be very Nigerian today and say that I want to recognize the presence of a man I deeply respect and a man who I think is a beacon of hope, not just for Nigeria, but for Africa. And he's the man who many of us know won the elections in Nigeria. He's here with us, Mr. Peter Obi. I just want to let you all know that he's going to tell me off for doing this because he didn't want it to be known. And he is also an example of that very rare quality in politicians, which is genuine humility. Yes.
You know, Chimamanda is a woman I admire. I always admire Chimamanda every time she speaks. But I really loved that speech she gave there, which is actually true. When you want to introduce a big man in Nigeria, let me welcome. But I also like the fact that, you know, she touched on that very critical aspect of someone who has humility as a politician, which I think it's very important for all politicians to emulate. You have to
humility, no arrogance, and the rest of that. I think it's about what he called himself: character, competence, and what again? The 3C. You must have character. You must be competent. What's his third one? You must not be a forger. A lot of people are now kind of sending apologies to Mesoma. Now that the Supreme Court of Nigeria, the judicial bandits in Nigeria, have legitimized a certificate forger, legitimized a drug runner. And this time around, they are going to help him to further destroy Nigeria. One capacity new. So 3 C's of something that is so rare in the, in today's criminal politicians in Nigeria. So they say it is a competent, capacity, and character. I thought it's actually, competence, capacity, competence, and character. 3 C's. So that is one thing that I kind of have also acknowledged on this platform. The guy is not a saint. But by the time you line up all of the rogues in charge of Nigeria today, you would bring him out and it's going to be like a saint among them. Because you are kind of, they've taken over Nigeria. Guys, yesterday, they were celebrating that Nigeria Naira was fighting back. When suddenly, it gained 116 Naira for a few hours. Actually, before last night, even though Nigeria Naira to dollar came down to 1,132. So before we went to bed last night, it was already back to 1,211 Naira. That was before last night too. So when they woke up yesterday morning and they said, it's like Naira is fighting back. Oh. It has come down from 1,302 Naira to 1,250 Naira. So everybody started saying, Naira, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, Naira, go on, push back. Oh yeah, fight back. Oh yeah. And before you know it, it's kind of gained more. And it came down to 1,200. They say, yeah, we know it. Naira, you can do it. You can do it. Go ahead. You can do it. Baba, he managed money. It came down again to 1,150. Say, some of them started saying, Tifnumbu's economic policy is working. Tifnumbu's monetary whatever nonsense is working. The voodoo economy. By the time it was 4 p.m. in the evening, Naira don't tire. You know, the hand no day up again because they were able to buy a temporary injection that they injected Naira with. And guess how much that was? $1 billion injection. So they injected the dying Naira. So dying Naira gained energy for a few minutes or few hours. Con they punch dollar. By evening, it has expired. The dosage has expired. So Naira way day up before, the hand can they go down. But for now, it's still strong enough to they take it, like